Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. We have another headlight install and review to do for you guys. This headlight and dual fog light pair comes from HW Star. This is a company that reached out to me, asked me to do an install and review on their product, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm not being paid in any way by this other than to review the lights and install them. So let's start with the headlight. You have your 7-inch headlight. Has a halo ring around it. If you install it to your daytime running lights, you'll have that halo by itself. It comes with the H4 adapter, and you have a pair of wires here. One goes for your turning signals, the other goes for your daytime running light. They also give you these pigtails with the spade connectors in case you need more wire. Basically plug that in and run it to the necessary light. You do get a pair of connectors depending on what style headlight wiring you have currently. You get this. This is called an H4 to 4-pin adapter wire. So you take your H4 end if you don't have that by default, and you have these plugs here. You also get this H4 to H11 or H9 adapter wire. So same thing. If this is what you have on your bike, you would plug this in and do the install that way. You do get a pair of these fog lights. They're really nice looking. I feel like they're quality made. You also have this, which I found was interesting, is these removable plugs here. This is like a ventilation port. In the event your headlight gets condensated, you pull that port. You let the light run for about an hour, hour and a half, and it'll dry up any condensation, according to the manual. And yes, you actually get a manual. No headlights completely sealed. So in the event that you do get some condensation, at least you have a solution for that. So you do get a pair of them. They do come with the connector and pigtails here. You also get a nice headlight install trim ring here. Typical. It's got the springs for beam adjustment. Seems like it's okay. Seems like it'll do the job just fine, so we have that. And let's talk about the instructions. So again, just the fact that we have this is a plus in my opinion. You have a clear explanation of how to wire for each. Also shows you here's the halo. If you just have the daytime running lights on, your halo apparently turns yellow with the turn signals. And this is what your low beam looks like. So there are 2 LEDs here and the ring. And for the high beam, if you look here, it turns on that additional light there. So, aside from that, with the wiring diagram, you get a step-by-step. So I have a feeling this is going to be pretty straightforward. Excited to put this on. My Road King does not have fog lights, so what we're going to do, we're going to install it on my buddy Ernesto's bike, the red Road King that you guys have seen in my road trip videos. He's got the fog lights already, so the good thing about that, we'll compare the look of the lights, we'll compare the quality and strength of the beams, of the light beams, and we'll do the install and let you know what we think. All right, let's get to it.
As you can see, we skipped the fog light install portion, as it's literally just one screw to remove the trim ring and a simple swap plugging the new lights in. For the headlight, it's a little trickier, as you have to plug in the low and high beam along with finding constant power to tap into for the halo running light. Once we removed the headlight visor and trim ring, we were able to remove the headlight from the mounting bracket. We decided to keep the original headlight bracket as there was nothing wrong with it, saving us some installation time. The headlight uses an H4 to H11 harness, which has 2 plugs, one for high beam and one for low beam. Once we unplugged the old one, we noticed the original headlight plug had a loose pin. We spent a few minutes trying to mess around with it to see if we could re-secure the pin, and in the end we ended up swapping it out with the new one that luckily came with the kit. As soon as we identified which plug was high beam and which one was low beam, we moved on to the running light wire. This kit comes with a jumper wire that I showed you earlier that allows you to plug it into the spade connector coming directly from the new headlight and tap into constant power. Once we were able to identify which wire was constant power, we used a splice terminal we picked up from our local auto parts store to keep the installation clean and secure. Now my friend opted not to add the turning signal wire, which is supposed to light up the halo ring yellow when you're turning. This also comes with a jumper to tie it into the proper wire upon installation. Reassembling the light was a breeze, securing the new headlight to the headlight bracket, then installing the trim ring and the headlight visor. All in all, with the exception of the halo ring wire, everything was straightforward. The instructions are kind of minimal, but they give you enough information to figure things out. After reassembling the lights, we were very impressed with how they looked. The design reminds me of the fog lights you see on Ultra models, modern yet classic, and we both think they look great when the lights are off. To test and compare the new lights to his old lights, we recorded both light beams on the garage door. The new lights did seem brighter than the old ones we replaced. They did a great job of lighting up the block when we took it around the block a few times to test the light's overall performance. Overall, we were both impressed with the strength of the lights, the ease of installation, and the design of the LED lenses themselves. We plan on running these lights through the gamut of weather conditions, such as rain, humidity, and the constant beatings of the hot sun here in Florida, just to see how they hold up, and we'll check back in with a long-term review. As always, thanks for stopping by.